Today marks 20 years since Manchester United agreed to one of the most controversial takeovers in Premier League history. The Glazer family agreed to a controlling stake in the club with a leveraged buyout, a phrase synonymous with the Americans since 2005. It meant United was loaded with debt of more than £525 million. In the 2 decades since, that's doubled to over £1 billion. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos took over football operations last year. But this is a story of the Glazers so far.
Just days after Chief Executive Peter Kenyon announced his resignation, there are reports this morning of an even bigger shockwave about to hit Old Trafford. 3 foreign billionaires, at least as rich as Roman Abramovich, are apparently about to launch separate bids to take over Manchester United.
As with any investment, it is considering its possible options, which may include increasing its shareholding or decreasing its shareholding in Manchester United. It could also include a possible offer for or possible sale of its shareholding in Manchester United. Glazer increased his stake in United less than 24 hours after Magna and McManus took their share to just under 29%, fueling rumours of a takeover war between the two camps.
Is he going to buy the club, which is debt-free at the moment, and then basically remortgage it? That's a concern the supporters have got.
The future of United is going to be very different, I think, from the way it's been run up to now.
Ferguson said, "There's a stronger rapport between the club and the fans than there's ever been. We are both of a common denominator. We don't want the club to be in anyone else's hands. That is the way the club stands with that. I support that."
Seems Malcolm Glazer will do anything to add Manchester United to his sporting portfolio, blocking the re-election of 3 directors.
Wonderful visit.
What do you think of the reception?
Joel and his brothers had needed to be driven from Old Trafford in a police van on Wednesday night as angry fans voiced their concerns over the purchase. Time and again, their father, Malcolm Glazer, had refused to talk about the takeover.
Sir Bobby Charlton confronted the supporters.
The guests and the roughed up and what have you, and it's not on. It's not on.
No, but this club that he doesn't need, Bobby, that's the point.
This club is okay.
Thousands of Manchester United fans were looking forward to hearing from Mr Glazer, so I just wondered if he could at least send a message to the Manchester United fans that what is a period of real anxiety for them. Mr Glazer? Next question.
I look at my perspective, they've supported me 100%. They've never had one bit of problems with me at all. They've given me the money I wanted for the January sale. So what do I say? Tell lies? It's been great. I've never had any problems with it.
We've been clear, the owners that we have at Manchester United have been true to their word since they took over the club in 2005. You know, they've brought commercial expertise and commercial benefit to us in a number of areas, and we've seen our revenues grow significantly.
The level of debt that we've had in the club since they've taken over hasn't, despite what fans say, certain fans say, hasn't impacted on what we've done as a team in that period. We've won 4 Premier Leagues in that period. We've been to the Champions League final 3 times. We've had ongoing success on the pitch. We're comfortable with the level of leverage we've had.
Manchester United will work closely with the police to try to identify the Manchester United fans that attacked Edward Wood's house last night.
The European Super League appears to have collapsed before it even got underway, following the withdrawal of all but 3 of the teams involved. And tonight, the Glazer family has apologised to Manchester United fans, saying quite simply, "We got it wrong."
This is the group of supporters who broke into Manchester United's training ground this morning in protest at the Glazers' ownership of the club and their involvement in the failed Super League.
Extraordinary scenes at Old Trafford, where fan protests have caused the biggest fixture in English football to be postponed. Manchester United and Liverpool were due to kick off at 4:30, but United supporters broke into Old Trafford and invaded the pitch in protest against the Glazer family's ownership of the club.
They took 24 million quid out of the club about 2 months ago. We've got now a decrepit, rotting stadium that is, to be fair, second rate when it was the best stadium in the world 15, 20 years ago. You've got a football project where they haven't got a clue. You've put bankers in charge of the football club, not making football decisions. They've not appointed a sporting director. We're now seeing what's happening, and it's a mess, and it cannot continue to go on.
Manchester United is essentially for sale.
Breaking news to bring you away from tonight's games. It's news from Old Trafford. Manchester United, they say, are pleased to confirm that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has completed his 27.7% acquisition of the club.
No more excuses really now. You know, keep them sitting behind the Glazers. They've got to start performing on the pitch and get back into Champions League football as quick as possible and up the league. So, yeah, positive signs for Man United.
So are you worried that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has made things a lot worse for you with Manchester United? He seems to be getting the blame, not you.
I'm on my way to see the president right now. I don't think it's appropriate to talk about right now. Thank you.
OK, but will you sell up?
No.
Okay.
Man United fan group, the 1958, have released a statement today. Here are some of the key points then. May 2005 marked one of the darkest days in the history of Manchester United Football Club. That moment signalled the beginning of the end for the soul and community of our once great club, sacrificed at the altar of corporate greed. It's Alex Ferguson, a staunch supporter of the Glazers then and now, masked the damage with unprecedented success on the pitch. The club is drowning in over £1 billion of debt, down to Glazer greed and betrayal. Our fan base is fractured and divided, down to Glazer greed and betrayal. Our stadium neglected, down to Glazer greed and betrayal. We want the Glazers out of our club. They were never welcome. They are not welcome now. They will never be welcome. Well, the 1958, have organised a protest ahead of the final Premier League home game against Aston Villa later this month. Manchester United will not be commenting on the statement.